So guess what I got? Yeah, after years, months, eons, decades, centuries even, I have proceeded to get the Tesla cannon. It's stupid. Don't ever farm that hard. Actually, farm the Raiders, don't worry about Foundation. But you know, this gun, I've always been told and shown, it's an OP gun. It's probably one of the best guns in this game. And honestly, after making a build for it, I see why. I mean, I think there are better guns. I know, hot take. But I feel like this gun is pretty up there. As per usual, we're gonna go for the guns, the armor, and then the perk cards. And if you ever need to skip to any of them, or you don't care about a certain segment, just go ahead and click the chapter in the little YouTube bar right under, I don't even know where it'd be, I guess. It'd be under where my character's arms are right now. But yeah, so this is my Tesla cannon. Now, I'll be honest. I'm a thief. I saw a Jax Bones video, at least I think that's his name. I'll put the channel on screen now, probably in the description. He made a Tesla cannon build. I didn't take much from it, but this is the major thing I took. I think he used Furious. I didn't really see a great upside of Furious, but it's great if you get a lot of hits in, so like Earl boss fight, Scorch Beast, Big Fight, those kind of enemies. But when you're using it casually, you don't get a lot of damage. So I changed that out for Bloodied. This is the first time I've even thought of Bloodied in millennia. And then I have Rapid and Lucky Hit. These are the things I stole from him. The rest of the stuff I kind of just checked, and it could be the same. I didn't get it from the video though. But Rapid and Lucky Hit. Rapid's really good for this gun. You'll see why. And Lucky Hit, usually it's kind of bad. And honestly, if you want to use like Swift, it'd be good. Do not use Rats Optimized. You will lose a lot of your damage, and it's also just not worth it. This gun doesn't eat through AP like that. It can, but you don't need it. You really don't need Rats Optimized. Another good one is just straight up Intelligent Boost. That gives you a little extra damage, and overall just, any damage is good damage, right? Now, for the parts, for my, what is this? I don't even know what this is. I'm just gonna say, body, I don't know. But basically, we're using Spark Gap Series 3? Yeah, Series 3. This is great for crit damage, and also, you just get a bit of normal damage increase. This gives it the most, but you have a severely reduced fire rate. Fire rate is great with this weapon because while it will do low damage, you kind of just like spam through it. For the barrel, we're using Nicola? That sounds weird, but whatever. Nicola Series 2. This is just, again, it's a damage boost that doesn't affect the fire rate too much. It's really nice in between. Now, if you want crazy damage, you can use this one, but note that your Tesla cannon, it's gonna be slow catting. Another thing to note is Furious is kind of bad with this gun. Not normal Furious, but Gunslayer Master Furious, so Reverse Onslaught. Sorry, I don't know why I said it so weirdly, but yeah. Reverse Onslaught. The reason why is it's an explosive weapon that doesn't like being known as an explosive weapon. So even though if you look here on the bottom, it says Energy Big Gun, it is an explosive gun. It will hit enemies through walls. Hence meaning that Gunslayer Master, you lose more stacks because it's again explosive. Huge ampacity. These names are weird, bro. This is just a huge mag. It picks up to 120. Very good. Now this is the main unique part. And this is the part where I'm gonna say, it's up to you. If you want to try a always serious Tesla cannon, I could see an argument for this muzzle, the alternate current muzzle. It basically just makes this into a Tesla gun, but in crazy damage. But I like the direct current Tesla cannon. This just makes it so enemies you hit have 20% less energy resistance. Now this might be very shocking. We're not using unyielding, we're using bolstering. Now I do have a reason for this. Now as a bloody build, you die a lot. There's a really good chance that if you're not doing a stealth bloody build, you're just gonna fall over randomly. Now if you have better armor, probably the Brotherhood Scout armor or whatever, the one you get from daily ops, you can probably get away with using unyielding. I think not only is it not necessary, because the damage boost is not too much, I just don't really believe that you need it. Again, though, I do also understand that using it would give you just a really nice damage boost. Now, to make up for the lack of unyielding, I do have intelligence in all these. And honestly, okay, last build video, I used a tier 3 that was really hard to get. That's on me. My bad, Captain. So this time I just use through hikers. I would not recommend through hikers, but I'm just going to use it to show you that you don't need a tier 3. The only thing you should have, if you can absolutely afford it, if you're an endgame player, you should use either limit breaking or rangers, because I'm pretty sure rangers does work with this gun, and overall that's 25% extra damage. I'm broke, so I don't have any armor mods or any ultralight builds. This is a Fallout build, however, it doesn't just give you infinite gold bullion, so I can't just buy all the armor mods. There probably is a better armor mod, and there probably is a better like misc option, but for now it's all just ultra light build, and my chest piece has nothing. So these are my base special stats. I do have legendary perk cards boosting them, but this is the base stats. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do since I did this to start out last video, and honestly it was probably very useful for people. I'm gonna go through and remove every unnecessary perk card, so you might be able to reduce your legendary perk cards. This is mainly for newer players. If you're a more experienced player, or if you have just crazy levels or all the legendaries maxed out, you can just skip this and you take a photo of this build right now. Now, these one to get rid of first is Traveling Pharmacy. Traveling Pharmacy is actually really bad to have. You should have it when you're starting out in the game, but later on you're going to start to realize that having rate reduction cards at max level or whatever is really bad for your builds. Just because when you have that, you lose potential on cards. Now, another 2 you could get rid of, but I wouldn't recommend it, is First Aid and Field Surgeon. Get rid of those if you must, but overall, you want to have a high intelligence, because science is going to give you more damage for your intelligence. On the flip note of that too, if you have unyielding armor, you can also just kind of ignore what I just said, and get rid of the perk cards anyway, just because you're going to have so much intelligence to make up for it. Another 2 you can get rid of is Action Boy and Evasive. Those are just good for like quality of life. Evasive gives you more survivability, and Action Boy just gives you more AP regen. Again, the quality of life, they're nothing more. Overall, this is the build for people that just can't afford perk cards. It's about 10 extra points. So take a photo now if you have not many legendary perk cards. This is about the minimum for this build to work well. You can probably get rid of a few more, honestly. You can get rid of Thirst Quencher too. But I'm not gonna, just because I feel like that's what you should really only get rid of if you have like, if you need to, if you absolutely have to. So now that my build's set back up, I'm gonna go over all the important cards now, the ones that you mainly need and why you need them. Then we're gonna go over the legendary perks, then the mutations, and then we'll go kill the Milo Queen and stuff. Bulletstorm and Lock and Load. Now these two, super important. These give a lot of damage, up to about 90%. And honestly, you'll probably only get about half. So I would say 5 stacks. That's still 45% extra damage. And as I like to say, damage is damage. Easy Target, Scatter Shot, and Tormentor. These 3 are really good combined, and it gives so much damage. To be exact, I think the minimum's like 175%. Granted, you do have to cripple enemies, but at the end of the day, that's not too hard. The only enemy that is really immune to this is bosses and even Bigfoot. Bigfoot's like completely immune. And while we're in Perception, Number Cruncher. This is okay on most guns. This gun has a 31 AP cost, if you have my exact layout, which means that you're doing about 60-ish% extra damage. It's wild. And remember, that's casual. You do nothing to get this card's benefits. Now usually I skip over Ironclad, just because it's a very generic, like, good perk. But this is really important for this build in my opinion, just because, again, you can die very easily, and you need about all the DR you can get unless you're like some goated Fallout player, but I'm not. Science is very important. So basically what it does is every time you get int added to your character, whether it's int through this menu or it's perk or something, you will get increased damage, which is very good. It's honestly one of the better energy cards, and it's just a no-brainer to have in this build. Nerd Rage. Now usually you don't need this card, but this build is a bloody build, and bloody builds just decimate with this card. It's actually really good. Everything Onslaught. Now look, a lot of people might be like, well wait, you're not using Furious, why? Well, the reason why is because you don't need it with Onslaught. Onslaught is just good in general. To give you an example, with these cards, you get about 11 max stacks, right? So when you're up close to targets, 55% extra damage, about, I think that, yeah, it's 11 reload speed, I'm stupid, but we'll ignore that, and 11% range weak spot damage. Adding Gunslayer with that makes it 22%. Oh wait, no, 23, sorry. Overall, these cards are good with or without Furious, and you should just use them. Yes, they're good. Critical Savvy, One Gun Army, and Better Criticals. Better Criticals and Crit Savvy, they're just crit cards. We're using Rats for this build. If you don't use Rats, I mean, you can probably get away with not using these, but I would heavily advise you use Rats. And One Gun Army, 75% limb damage. Stagger doesn't matter. It's really good. Now we do have a new card in our lineup. We call it the Ayapol lineup. Agility, Intelligence, Perception, Luck, and Endurance. But we also have Take Him Up for the team. Take Him Up for the team? It's useless to us. The reason why it's useless to us is just because we're not on a public server, so we're not going to get no team benefit. But if you have room for it, I would recommend using it just because it's really good. Just remember though, again, if you're in a private server and you have no one else in your server, this will not work if you join a team. Herd Mentality will work, but Take Him Up for the team doesn't work. For the levels, we have Tier 2 Agility, Intelligence, and Tier 3 Take Him Up for the team, Perception, Luck, and Endurance. I'm going to just go through the mutations real quick. The main ones you're going to need is Eagle Eyes, Egghead, and Speed Demon. Those are the best. Herd Mentality is actually very good here because you get +2. Now, again, as I said earlier, Taking Him Up for the team doesn't work on a solo server. However, as you see, even though I'm in a solo server, it does work. Bro, I don't know why my character looks so menacing. That's... So, as per usual, we're gonna go kill a Monolith Queen, Behemoth, and Ads. If you're only doing Y, just to simulate boss fights, because Monolith Queens have a lot of damage resistance unless you hit their sprouts or their head. Behemoths are kind of just in neutral territory, and Ads are Ads. But that's not done. Let's get straight into it. Now, as you see, enemies disappear. Now, this isn't a stealth build, you don't have to worry about stealth. However, you might die because of it. Don't be too, just don't be too surprised if you die. So, you know, it shoots really slow, and, yeah, I'm lying. All those Rats hits missed. That is wild. Where is she going? Get back here. As you see, the build is just so good. That even Monolith Queens can't handle it. There he is. Now, again, you know, you will probably run out of Rats just because it does take up a lot, and, you know, enemies do take up multiple shots. Overall, I mean, he's just dead. He will use a lot of ammo. I said it last video too, I'll say it again. Good guns are gonna use ammo. I can think of several examples. The Elder's Mark, the V63, this gun. Good guns will use up ammo. But thankfully, between us, I have a secret way of getting ammo. And I'll show you at the end of the video. So when it comes to ads, this is what I was talking about with Furious and Reverse Onslaught. Actually, I can do you one better. I can just show you why. Now I'm gonna let Reverse Onslaught stack up a bit. And I'm just gonna show you why it's really bad for this gun. So with Reverse Onslaught, it could do more damage than what you're usually doing. Problem is, if you just shoot and you start killing mobs, and even just get one extra hit on normal enemies, you lose all your Furious stacks. And you have none. You have no more Furious. You have to wait for it to come back. But, you know, it could be good. Like, if you're fighting a boss or something, and you're not gonna shoot them more than, like, 3 or 4 times at a time, then, yeah, it could be good. But you should not have to wait for your build to work. That's why I want to recommend that you just get rid of Gunslayer Master, and you put on anything. Literally, no more Gorilla is better. Now, for ammo, I am gonna show you real quick. Usually you will not make ammo back casually. However, there is one perk card that saves you. With Scrounger? I don't know how to say it, I'm just gonna say Scrounger. Basically, this gives you ammo back. And now, I know it says non-explosive ammo. However, we're not using explosive ammo. As I showed earlier, this is an energy big gun. This isn't an explosive gun. Now, you're gonna go inside of Tech, because at the end of the day, you can farm this place a lot for ammo. You can farm it for XP, ammo, all that. Now, if you're not lazy like me, you can get an ultra sight sniper rifle and just kill enemies with that. That gives you like 10 ammo per kill, and it's a guaranteed one shot usually. But if you're lazy and you don't mind farming a little bit, you can usually run the 2-tap these enemies and get like a bunch of energy cells. I think he gave me some. I think I did, yeah, I did get it. It was just delayed. But like you just 1-tap them, you go around, you pick up the ammo, and usually you'll make more than you use. Now I'm not gonna go farm this whole area. Basically, it's a Fallout world. I'm not really benefiting from farming it here. Oh wait, I should show one other thing. So if you're able to get back here, which there is a way to glitch it, I'm bad at it, so I'm not even gonna try to show you. But if you do a side quest, you can get back there. Then you enter this elevator, and you go down. So when you kill all the enemies up top, then you go down here and kill all the enemies down here. Just go over here, you kind of shoot in there. It should draw out someone. I don't think you have to kill this guy. Well, when they're doing that, I don't know. I don't think you have to kill that guy, but I just do it anyway, just to be safe. And when you head back upstairs, it should respawn everyone. As you see, these people respawned because it did work. They won't always respawn, but usually the first 2 or 3 times you do it, I've had them respawn. I cleared out the whole, like, that part of this map, where they have, like, the green room, basically. By the way, during this we'll also kind of break the game a little bit, because it's not meant to respawn so many people. But yeah, as you see, everyone's back. Everyone's in this room again. Yeah, and just to really show you, I killed this guy earlier and he's back. That's my build for the Tesla cannon. If you have any other alternative ideas, let me know. Again, just, if you want more damage, and you want to be more of a boss killer, then you'll just use Furious. But if you want to have a natural, like, all-around build, just use Blade. And with that said, that wraps up the video. And here's everyone's favorite part in this channel. YouTube panhandling. Just hit 500. Honestly, it's awesome. Our road to 1,000 starts now. And with that, you know, honestly, subscribe if you wanna, or don't. I'm just happy you watched the video this far. Also, we have a Discord, so if you wanna ask questions about the build, maybe just talk to me or people in the general chat. It's dead right now because we have like 2 people, and one of them's my friend, don't tell anyone. The point is, if you wanna just go there, ask about the build, see uploads when they happen, or even get build access to some of the games I plan to make, then go ahead and go there. That's all I said and done. You have a good day.